Welcome back to Simple Truth. We're trying to pull some simple truths out of the story of David. Didn't get very far in the last 2 weeks. Got one verse and half a verse. We're in chapter 23. Just read the first part of chapter 2, challenging you. Are you inquiring of the Lord? Right? It says in verse 2, therefore David inquired of the Lord, shall I go and attack these Philistines? Right? And the Lord said to David, when we call upon the Lord in these moments, he will answer. The problem is, are you ready for the answer? Can I go to Walmart right now? What if God says no? What if your wife has just given you a list, or your husband's given you a list, or you got a dinner party, or you got to go get some medical things? What if you have a legit reason to go to Walmart and you ask God, shall I go to Walmart? And God says, no, you shall not. That wrecks our world. We got plans. We got purpose. We got all these things. We got to accomplish things. What if God says no? But currently, this is a Wednesday when I'm recording. I'm supposed to be up at my church area doing things. God told me to come to the center, make some videos. Those two things are far apart, right? That's an hour and 10 minutes away. And I'm looking at this whole thing, and I'm going, God, what are you doing? Why am I here this morning? Why am I making these videos this morning? Right? What happens when God answers and we don't like the answer? Might that be part of the reason why we don't want to ask God? What am I going to do if God says don't go to work today? What am I going to do if God says no, don't take your kids to that soccer game today? What am I going to do if God says no, don't go do that or that or that or that? What are we going to do? Right? The Lord has a right to order our steps. What happens when he answers us? Love it when he says go, it's all going to be great. What happens when he says go, but it's not all great? Notice, all David asked was, shall I go attack them? He didn't say, are you going to give me victory at this moment, right? But he says, David inquired of the Lord, shall I go and save Keilah, right? The Lord said to David, go attack the Philistines and save Keilah. Isn't that funny? What God said was, yep, you're the man right now. You're the plan. My plan for saving this village at this moment is you. Man, that is fantastic when we feel that, right? It's fantastic when God says that. Yep, you're the man, right? But what if it involves going to battle like this? Like David was, in order to save this village, David and his men had to go to battle. What if God says, you're the plan? You're the plan for this moment. But the moment isn't a great moment. It's fantastic when we at a wedding and all these people are there watching, and somebody says, "Hey, can you give a toast? Can you give a speech?" You're like, "Yeah, man, that's fantastic." But what if we're at a funeral and we're asked to do that? What if we're in a tough moment and everybody's looking at us and say, "What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?" Are you able to do it? Right? No matter what the moment looks like, are you asking God, "Is this my moment?" Man, what happens if you come upon an accident and God says, you're the man, you're the woman, you're the child for this, you're the youth for this. But what if you come on an accident and God says, this isn't your work? This isn't for you to do. Those are hard moments. We can't even imagine that God would do that. But would he? Would he do that? Are there moments where you're not the one to lead the charge? Yeah, the same David, years later, right, asked to build a temple, and God says, you're not the man, David. You're a man after my own heart, but you're not the man to build this temple. What happens in those moments, right? Verse 3, but David's men said to him, behold, we are afraid here in Judah. How much more if we go to Keilah against the armies of the Philistines? David gets the green light. This is your battle. But then he talks to people, right? I want to stop right there. I want to stop right there because I want to talk about this the next time. What happens when God tells us to do something, but then we go and we stop and we talk to people? What happens? God's voice, people's voice. Something for you to chew on. We'll see you next time right here. Simple Truth.